How's it going, everyone? We've got a pretty stacked week of new game releases. A lot of stuff, a lot of titles to sink your teeth into. You've got major games, you've got lower key releases, and you know on this channel we talk a lot about JRPGs. I gotta say, while this isn't a week like the week we had earlier this year where you had like two major JRPGs in the same week in Grand Blue Fantasy Relink and Persona 3 Reload, if you're into your like secondary and tertiary JRPGs, there's a lot of titles coming out this week. It kind of came out of nowhere to me, just because these games weren't being promoted heavily or anything like that. They're smaller titles, but if you're a fan of JRPGs, quite a few games to check out as well. And obviously, at the helm of it all, you've got a major PlayStation exclusive dropping this week, and you do have a huge free upgrade. You've got a title that's coming day one to PS Plus Extra as well. Again, a lot to go over, so let's get right into it. And let's start off with the no-brainer, the biggest game of the week, and that is, of course, the PlayStation 5 exclusive coming from Shift Up, the brand new IP in Stellar Blade. What a masterful job Shift Up, PlayStation, and everybody involved has done in promoting this game, releasing the demo that was received incredibly well, designing a pretty good-looking character. Let's not bury the lead here, but the game looks fantastic. The soundtrack is shaping up to be great. There's a lot to be excited for when it comes to Stellar Blade. Obviously, if you have yet to try the game out, play the demo. It'll give you an idea of what to expect. I know some people played it and they're more of the mindset of, hey, this is going to be a game I'm going to wait on a sale for, but I think this game is going to do pretty damn well, and I've said it over and over again in videos. One of the hardest things to do in gaming today is a new IP coming from a relatively unknown studio, and Shift Up is fairly unknown to the console market, and charging $70 for it, and it being a single-player game. Stellar Blade is going for all of that. It's gonna have a limited install base already to work with, given it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive. Thankfully, it is a Sony-published game, so they're getting support from PlayStation and Sony, and I'm sure ultimately the game will be out on PC as well. But for the time being, it will be a PlayStation 5 console exclusive, and really, if you look at the games coming out this year, given that FF7 Rebirth is a timed exclusive and it looks to have a pretty short window, Stellar Blade might be the biggest PlayStation 5 exclusive of the year. Whether or not you want to go back and forth with FF7 Rebirth, but Stellar Blade being a new IP and a game that you can jump right into without playing a previous game, I think that adds a little bit of appeal. The game notes reclaim Earth for humankind. The future of humanity hangs in the balance in Stellar Blade, an all-new story-driven action adventure on PlayStation 5. Ravaged by strange, powerful creatures, Earth has been abandoned, and what is left of the decimated human race has fled to a colony in outer space. After traveling from the colony, 7th Airborne Squad member Eve arrives on the desolate remains of our planet with a clear-cut mission to save humankind by reclaiming Earth from the malevolent force that has devastated it. But as Eve tackles them one by one, piecing together the mysteries of the past and the ruins of human civilization, she realizes that her mission is far from straightforward. In fact, almost nothing is as it seems. An incredibly stylish action title with a lot of depth to its gameplay, upgrades, RPG elements, side content. We've been told 20 to 25 hours for the main story and upwards of 50 hours for the entire game and completing the entire game. New Game Plus will be a free update post-launch. They're going to be rolling out free costumes as well. A lot to be excited for, as Stellar Blade will be dropping on April 26th. Next up, another major game going a little bit under the radar. Coming from ILCA, the same people that brought you One Piece Odyssey, comes Sandland. Obviously, we gotta talk right off the top, RIP Akira Toriyama, a legend in the industry. When it comes to Dragon Ball, he is going to leave a lasting impact for literally forever, so the impact of Toriyama cannot be understated. But Sandland, another one of his works, is now getting an action RPG where you become the main character, a fiend prince, lead your company of heroic misfits, and explore the legendary world of Sandland created by, yes, Akira Toriyama. There is a demo available right now. In this action RPG, players will find a nostalgic and heartwarming world created by Toriyama where you'll become the main character Bleezblub, learn how to control his powers, and lead your company of heroic misfits exploring the legendary world of Sandland. Beware of the many dangers that populate it between bandits, fierce wildlife, and the Royal Army. Reaching the spring won't be easy. Use your tact and imagination to develop tanks and other vehicles that'll help you navigate this vast land using a wide array of part combinations. Sandland is due out on April 26th. I get it, same day as Stellar Blade. I imagine the majority of the attention is going to be on Stellar Blade, but at the very least, add Sandland to your wishlist and maybe pick it up down the line. Again, I thought ILCA did a killer job with One Piece Odyssey, so hopefully they follow up with a quality title here in Sandland. Dreamland. Next up, this totally crept up on me, but if you're a fan of JRPGs, have this on your radar. Class of Heroes 1 and 2 Complete Edition. Yes, Class of Heroes, the PSP JRPGs are getting remastered for PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. Swords Magic School, the beloved JRPG dungeon crawler series, is getting remastered. The Class of Heroes series has returned. Are you prepared to venture into the dark, winding dungeons teeming with magic and monsters? Take on the original Anniversary Edition and 2G remaster, classic dungeon crawlers offering a blend full of exploration, combat, and limitless possibilities. The Class of Heroes series returns for a new generation experience, both the original Anniversary Edition and 2G, now remastered and ready for your enjoyment. Live the life of a student twice as you crawl through endless dungeons, build your perfect cohort of students, take on hordes of enemies in the Complete Edition, which includes both games. Throughout, you'll build your perfect roster and handpick out your ideal party of 6 students to storm the labyrinth. Class of Heroes 1 and 2 Complete Edition will be dropping on PlayStation 5, Switch, and PC April 26th. Next up, when we talk about JRPGs this week, obviously one game is going to be at the center of it all, and that is, of course, Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, a love letter to fans of Suikoden. Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes is designed to bring players a modern take on a classic JRPG experience. Get ready to lead 100+ playable characters through a war-torn world only you can save. You've got quality turn-based combat here, and it looks like a vast narrative to go alongside things. It looks like the game will also be getting a sequel, so we'll see how that turns out. Now, obviously, the game does feature 100 heroes. That's a lot of characters. Don't expect every single character to have a significant amount of depth. It's just hard to do when you have so many characters. They've all got unique design, and they look great if you just look at it from that standpoint, but it's not like every single one of them are going to have this vast story arc attached to them. That's just kind of impossible to do. You'll have that vast roster of characters, but at the helm of the story and at the center of the story, you do have a variety of characters that'll be more focused on. But whatever the case may be, this is a hotly anticipated JRPG, a long time coming from Rabbit & Bear Studios. Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes officially drops on April 23rd. Of course, I'd be remiss to not mention that if you do buy the Digital Deluxe Edition for $80 versus the regular edition's $50, you will get the game 2 days early on April the 21st. So yes, you can play the game tomorrow as we are recording this video. Next up, we have S.O.L. Search of Light. Dive into the darkness and discover the light in this narrative adventures of S.O.L. Search of Light. Explore a steampunk and dark fantasy world as you face hordes of enemies, manage resources, and fortify your robotic village to survive in a dark, hostile reality. S.O.L. Search of Light, a darker ambiance game, will be out on April 25th. Next up, another notable JRPG, this one coming from Square Enix. SaGa's latest title is SaGa Emerald Beyond. Forge your own tale, the latest standalone entry in the SaGa franchise. SaGa Emerald Beyond brings together the very best elements of the beloved series to offer each player their own unique gameplay experience. Obviously, this isn't a super big budget title. SaGa has always been one of the more secondary JRPG series from Square, even tertiary in all honesty, but you'll be able to travel to 17 unique worlds from Junction, either led by the Hand of Destiny or by a path forged by your own choice. Discover the completely different cultures and landscapes, ranging from a densely developed forest of skyscrapers and a green and luscious habitat covered in plant life, to a world governed by 5 witches, an eclectic cast of protagonists, a story of your own making, battles where a single choice can change everything throughout. SaGa Emerald Beyond is scheduled for a release on April the 25th. Next up, dropping on April 26th, the free upgrade for Fallout 4. This has been long wanted and long in development. We thought we were going to get it last year. Unfortunately, was delayed, but we will finally be getting it this week, and obviously with all of the buzz surrounding the Fallout Prime show, makes all the sense in the world to drop this week, as a lot of people are wrapping up the Prime show and are raving about it. It's been getting incredible reviews, and I believe a second season has already been announced for the show. It's crazy how much the Fallout Prime show has popped off, and much like the Witcher Netflix series did for Witcher in terms of reigniting interest for that game, Fallout's interest has been reignited as well. And this free update includes native applications for both PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, performance mode and quality mode settings, as well well as stability improvements and fixes experience up to 60 FPS and increased resolution, stuff you guys obviously have been waiting on. Fallout 4's free upgrade is due out this week, and it's a game that, you know what, while back in 2015 people were disappointed by it just because the anticipation, given that at that point Bethesda could do no wrong coming off the heels of the success of Skyrim as well as Fallout 3, Fallout 4 was a little bit of a disappointment, but I still thought it was a damn good game, and the fact is, a lot of its limitations on PS4 are going to be alleviated with this next-gen upgrade. Next up, throwback FPS Wrath Aeon of Ruin will be dropping. Blast, slice, and shred through your enemies in this hardcore FPS inspired by the icons of the 90s, powered by the legendary Quake 1 tech, taking place in a realm left to rot. Take up arms, unearth long forgotten secrets, and hunt down the guardians of the old world. Wrath Aeon of Ruin will be dropping this week. And lastly, day one on PlayStation Plus Extra, Tales of Kenzera S.O.L will be coming this week as well. Coming from the EA Originals label and Surgeon Studios, wield the dance of the shaman, reclaim your father's spirit, brave the beautiful and treacherous land of Kenzera with the god of death in Tales of Kenzera S.O.L, a Metroidvania-style action-adventure title crafted by Surgeon Studios. Visually, the game looks great, not getting a ton of buzz, unfortunately. Just the reality when it comes to these smaller releases, and the Metroidvania market is obviously packed with a lot of big releases. I mean, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown came out earlier this year. That game didn't have a lot of buzz, and that game turned out great, and Tales of Kenzera looks fantastic as well. If you're not going to play it via PS Plus Extra on day one, you can buy it for $19.99, so more of a budget title there as well. But Tales of Kenzera S.O.L due out on April the 23rd, and that's going to do it for me. Again, as far as April goes, by far the best week of the month, and if you look back at it, this might be the best week in a little bit for game releases with a lot of depth to it. Eiyuden Chronicle and Stellar Blade, a lot of other smaller releases, Fallout 4's free upgrade, just a lot to sink your teeth into. Also Sandland is a major release, so, and Class of Heroes 1 and 2, I mean, a lot to like for JRPG fans, and SaGa Emerald Beyond, so a lot of great stuff. That's gonna do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.